Welcome to this session on tracking the space data. In this session, we're just going to take a look how to open up the schedules dialog and track some of the data on the spaces. We'll essentially look at setting up a count so we can get the room count based on the space data. So I'm going to change my workflow here and switch over to the AECOSYM workflow. And I'm going to go to the Data Reporting tab and select Schedules. When the Schedules dialog opens, I'm selected a filter here which is Show Used, so it only shows as catalog items that are actually used in the model, which at this point is only spaces. I'm going to expand the spaces, and there's a couple different layouts. We're going to use the space program layout. And basically it just lists every space it finds in the model along with its square footage. And as I said, all we're going to take a look at is how we would get a room count from there. So I'm going to right click on this layout and I'm going to look at its schedule properties. And I have different tabs here, different ways I can set this up, but we're simply going to go to the Sorting and Grouping tab and we're going to turn on Show Item Counts. And we'll select OK. Now reprocess the data. And now you can see it took all the similar rooms that had the same square footage and gave us a count. So we've got basically 72 rooms with 476 square feet and 12 rooms at 755 square feet. If I were to close that, and we'll go to our control panel, and we could make some changes here. So perhaps I'll reduce the number of guest rooms to 10 per floor. Now we have to remember we had those space modules on deferred update. So I'm going to go back to the computational design workflow and make sure that I update the model. So I pick up these changes. Once that has updated, I could go back to my schedules dialog and again select the space program. And now I can see that I have a count of 60 rooms at 570 square feet and 10 at 899. So now you can use the data that you're getting about the program, about the number of guest rooms, the size of the guest rooms, to further refine the design of the mass model until you get exactly the program that you want. And at that point, you may want to start to establish a more rational structural grid for the model. So in other words, we might want to rationalize that radius rather than just some arbitrary radius determined by 3 points. And in the same way, we might want to rationalize the angle between the rooms so that we can establish a grid that can be easily laid out. And so we're going to do that by using the information we have and then sort of tweaking it to get more rational numbers. And we'll take a look at that in the next module.